And like I said, this week is the underdog week. Like I want the Heat to, as underdogs, beat the Nuggets. But in the soccer world, in the football world, I want Inter. Inter Milan needs to save football and beat City. Yes, they must save football. Like no one wants City to win. If you're a City fan, like you're probably, you haven't watched soccer that long. You haven't watched football that long. Obviously, there is some loyal fans that have been there forever, as every club does. Every club has, but I really don't want City to win, man. I don't want City to win. I don't want PSG to win. Newcastle, we'll see. We'll see what the public perception is, but I think that one's a little different. Yeah, it's just honestly, it's been kind of fun seeing PSG and City not win, put all this money into their team and not win the Champions League. Yeah, City has a freaking chokehold on the Premier League, and PSG has a stranglehold on the League One. But they could have all of those as long as they don't get Champions League, as long as that they don't get that European trophy. Like that's something that all of us fans or haters of City could hold on to. Like yeah, keep winning Premier Leagues. Like your team still has no history, has no Champions League, no European trophies. That's been like the one thing that City haters could grab onto. And I want to be able to still say that. I want to be able to still talk to any, because every time I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every time I see a City fan, I'm like, bro, you're a plastic fan. You're just a brand new fan. Like, bro, name 5 players from like 2009 or 2012 or something like that. Like who was the first purchase that really transitioned this change into what City is right now? Like, do you even know Robinho? Do you even remember Yaya Touré? Like Silva? Like, I feel like a lot of, like, especially these last few years, City has really gained a lot of popularity now that they're like just winning Premier Leagues for fun. But yeah, Inter, heavy underdog going into the final. Like they're minus 225. City is favorites. If you put $100 on Inter, you win $575. Like that's insane. Like Vegas is really favoriting City, as they should. They're going for the treble. They won the Premier League. They just won the FA Cup. City's playing amazing. Although I'm not the biggest Pep fan, and I'm like, the streets will always choose Mourinho over Pep, and I'm one of those loyalists to Mourinho. I can't deny that Pep has his team firing. All it took is like $2 billion. All it took was to invest $2 billion into that squad. But hey, City's playing amazing. City has been playing amazing for like the last 2-3 years. Like they've been playing great for like 5, 6, 7 years. But they've been playing like amazing these last 3 years, when they've, gone toe to toe with like the best Liverpool ever. And, last year they got to the semifinals of the Champions League. And man, it's just insane like that they haven't won it so far. So I want them to not win it. Not gonna lie, as a hater, I just don't want them to win it. I want Pep to not win with City. I want him to invest another $1 billion. I want him to keep stacking the decks against everyone else. Just keep buying everyone's players. What's his name? Phillips from Leeds just brought in the bench for City, but he's happy, so it's all good. Like, it's insane how deep their squad is. Like they have like 20 like violations that they're trying to, get off their books. Like they're trying to beat like 20 allegations that they're probably not. Like we'll see what the repercussions are to that. There's just a lot of things wrong with City. Like there's no way. And there's obviously they're not the first team, like Chelsea and, like I said, PSG, and there's other teams, and there will be other teams that do this too. Like, don't get me wrong, but there's something about City. That's just like, they got no history, and it's just fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. And I can't even hate that much, because the way people talk about City now, or like especially Premier League teams talk about City, that's kind of how some teams, or like the rest of the world, sees like Real Madrid or Club America. But that's different. I feel like it's different, because America and Real Madrid, rich history, not backed by oil, like big history in the capital. It's different. It's Real Madrid and America is football heritage, and Man City is just bought. Keep buying players. Have like two world class starting 11. Like, what was that picture that showed up when they had clinched the Premier League and they had like De Bruyne and like Gundogan and Ederson and Haaland. They had everyone in the bench, and it was like, is this the most stacked bench ever? And they were still like, Alvarez was on the field, and Foden was on the field. Like, they still had like a elite starting 11. Like that. This team is insane. So if Inter pull it off, man, the streets will never forget. But the X factor, my boy Lukaku. My boy Lukaku has just got confirmed that he's dating Megan the Stallion. He's my boy's thriving. My boy probably gonna go into that game, you know, feeling like feeling like he's on top of the world, and as he should. Good for him. But like I said, Lukaku, when he's on, he's on. Like, not gonna lie, especially early in his career when he was playing with Everton, like that Lukaku was many. That Lukaku was insane. He was really, really good. And obviously, he misses a lot of chances now. And that Belgian team, with him being the front man, never quite lived up to that hype. And even him, like, there's so many memes, like, with the Timberlands on Lukaku and, like, no first touch. And, like, I can see where the hate comes towards Lukaku, especially these last few years. But if he just has a little vintage game, like if we just get a prime Chelsea Lukaku, or like a prime young Everton Lukaku game, like, because City is stacked everywhere. They got really good center backs, really good midfield. They got players on the bench that could come in and change the game. But there's one thing you can't teach is size, and my boy Lukaku is built. He's still a menace inside the box. Like, I don't care how good Diaz is, and Stones, and Stones gotten better the last few years. Diaz, one of the best center backs in the world. Just how you can't teach size, like how, obviously, I'm not trying to compare Lukaku to Haaland, but my boy's thick and he's strong. So like he could use his body. You give him a through ball, there's a rebound, ball's bouncing in the 18-yard box. He could throw his body around and create a chance for him just by how muscular and how big he is, and big chest, big shoulders. He could, like I said, when his effort's there and he's making runs, and he can make center backs life hell. So if my boy Lukaku has a good game, he could be the X factor. Realistically though, City might run away with this. Not gonna lie, they're looking hella good. Like, the hater in me, the City hater in me, and just for the jokes, to keep joking on City and Pep, I want Inter to win. But not gonna lie, I'll be really happy if Inter have the game 0-0 at halftime. Like, I'll be ecstatic. If the game's 0-0 at halftime, then the pressure goes to City for sure, and we'll see what they do in that second half. If Inter gets scored on in the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes, it's curtains. Not gonna lie. If you ask Inter to go propose the game, to go chase a scoreline, it could get ugly. It could get bad for Inter. Not gonna lie, it could get really bad. If they're able to make it at least to halftime 0-0, hey, those demons, those flashbacks of Real Madrid last year might start creeping on City. They might be like, hey, is it not meant for it to be? Like, is Manchester red? They might be asking all these questions. But who do you guys think is going to win? Who are you guys hopeful? Are you guys, as soccer fans, are you guys rooting against City like I am? Like, a long time soccer fan. Like, dude, I'm 28. I've been watching soccer since I was like 2 or 3. Like, that was literally my first love. Watching America with Cuauhtemoc Blanco and fixing the antenna, trying to get a better signal. Like, I don't know. There's something about me that I could appreciate the soccer that they play, and it is cool seeing like that much talent on one team. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, I don't want you to win Champions League.